So, sadly, today we have some sad news to talk about. And as political commentator Charlie Kirk was murdered at a Utah event where he was doing one of his, I guess you would say, live debates that he did. Basically, what he would do is sit down, debate college students about, certain subjects and stuff like that. Listen, I'm gonna mix words here. I was not a fan of Charlie Kirk. I think overall, I think his political opinions were disgusting. I thought that some of the things he said were just downright vile at times. But it's he's also an American. He's allowed to say that stuff. He's allowed to express his opinion and not be prosecuted for it, or some crazy nut job decides to kill him. I'm in a camp of freedom of expression. You should be allowed to say what you want to say without consequence. Obviously, certain circumstances, there's an exception. Trying to hurt the president or whatever. You can't do shit like that. But I don't think anyone should be killed for their political opinions. For the record, we don't know if the shooter was politically motivated. In fact, the recent I heard is the shooter's actually still on the loose. So that's kind of scary to think. I don't think he should have died. I disagree with the man a lot when it comes to his political stuff, Charlie Kirk. But at the same time, he has the right. He had the right to say whatever was on his mind. So my thoughts and prayers go to his family. And this is not what we should be doing as a country. We should not endorse this kind of behavior. This is something that we should condemn. At what point do we stop doing this crap? At what point do we just sit here and go, hey, just because you disagree with me politically doesn't mean you can't agree with me on something else. I always try to go back to pineapple on pizza, or some common, debatable subject. And even then, you don't have to agree with me on that either. There's always common ground. And much as Charlie Kirk was, politically, said some disgusting things, I don't think the man was all bad. I think a part of it was just a show. It was putting on a show and, basically getting people aggravated to the point that they come to his show to want to talk to him. It's just, the man didn't deserve to die. He didn't deserve to die for this. So, with all that said, thank you guys for watching. Rest in peace, Charlie Kirk. Might disagree with a few when it comes to political stuff, but at the same time, I'm pretty sure if I met you, we could find some common ground on something else. Peace out and have a good day.